Cancer, hi. Thank you for being here. This is going to be a general reading for the sign of Cancer for the week of, or the first week of February. So let's go ahead and get into seeing what the current energies are that Cancer is dealing with for the first week of February for the beautiful Cancers. Beautiful Cancer collective. My dad's a Cancer sun. Um, I have my Saturn and my Mercury is in Cancer. Um, it doesn't have to be that it's your sun, your rising, Venus, moon, things like that. It can be anywhere in your chart, the situation that you're dealing with, that Cancer is ruling. This reading can actually apply there. So, whether it's your sun, your moon, or something else, I do believe you will find something here for you. And I'm setting the intention as such. So let's see, what is the energy that Cancer is dealing with? How are they showing up in that energy? What does spirit, or how does spirit want them to show up? And why is this something that Cancer is having to experience right now in their life? The beautiful Cancer. Thank you. Let's see. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Knight of Cups. This is a romantic dreamer. These cards don't want to show up as good as my other cards, but this is our romantic dreamer, moving forward with love and compassion, open hearts. He can be a little immature sometimes, but most of all, he is just wanting to move something forward. He's got big dreams. He's a hopeless or a hopeful romantic, and he's absolutely beautiful energy to be starting this reading out with. So, the energy that you're going to be dealing with for the first week of February, we have the Page of Swords. This is gaining information, watching, observing. How you are showing up to this information is the Knight of Pentacles. This is slow, deliberate movement, planning, methodical energy. Um, and how does Spirit want you to show up? Spirit is asking you to show up as the Hanged Man. And why? Why is all of this happening? Okay, we have the Ace of Cups. All right, let's go ahead and get into this. So right off the bat, I'm seeing Virgo energy with that Knight of Pentacles, and the Knight of Cups and the Hanged Man are both speaking to Pisces, but it doesn't have to be that you're dealing with anybody that, is prominent in those energies. These are just energies, and they're just showing up here in the reading to just display that type of energy, not necessarily having to deal with any people. So the energy that you're dealing with is the Page of Swords, which is a big card. It's our spy. He's just a little guy. He's holding a sword, but he doesn't really want to use it or know how to use it even. He's literally just watching. He's gaining information. He's learning. Um, it's a rather immature energy. So maybe you're starting something new. You're trying to learn something new, and you're feeling kind of like a novice about it, maybe. Let's go ahead and clarify that Page of Swords, please. Spirit, show me the Page of Swords for the Cancer Collective. Why are they dealing with, or why is the energy that they are dealing with showing up as the Page of Swords? What is it that they are watching? What are they learning? What is going on? One more shuffle, please. Show me for Cancer. Thank you. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Strength card. So evidently, something that is calling your strength forward, whatever it is that you are seeing, watching, observing, learning, is asking you to use a lot of strength because the strength card doesn't just show up for mediocre things. Usually, when the strength card comes up, it is something that we literally have to use our biggest, utmost, amount of strength, energy in order to um, tackle or, vibe with this kind of information. So it may be some different, difficult information to swallow. It may be something that you're having to really maybe reserve yourself because also the strength card is not like brute force. It's not brute strength. It's more of a feminine, more of a soft strength. It's like working smarter, not harder. So let's see. What is this Page of Swords telling us? So we have the Queen of Swords and the King of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles. So we have divine counterparts here. We're starting off like with a lot of people here. We have the Knight of Cups, we have the Knight of Pentacles, Page of Swords, Queen of Swords, King of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles. This could certainly be your energy, or you are just dealing with a lot of different people. I think that because these people are coming up underneath the Page of Swords, these may be the people that you're watching, observing. And the Queen of Swords is a excellent communicator. She doesn't mince words. She just speaks her mind. She can come across as a little overbearing sometimes, maybe even a little bit cruel. The King of Pentacles is, worried about his finances. He's very grounded and established, possibly a businessman. And then we have the Queen of Pentacles, which I always associate her with self-care, with taking care of the self. She's very organized and concerned with like her own comfort level. Um, so yeah, having all of these together, I'm really not picking up that this is all of your energy. I think these are people that you are watching, perhaps, and maybe people that you are working with as well. It seems like maybe you are observing maybe a couple dynamic with the King and Queen of Pentacles, wanting to maybe communicate through that Queen of Swords. But I'm not really seeing any of this as your energy. This is not watery energy. This is earth and air. So let's see, you're showing up as the Knight of Pentacles, or as, as far as how you're dealing with this energy of what you're observing is the Knight of Pentacles. So perhaps you are being tasked with developing a plan of action. Let's go ahead and clarify that Knight of Pentacles, please, Spirit. Why is Cancer showing up as the Knight of Pentacles? Could be too that the Queen of Swords is showing up there. She usually, she cuts through to the truth. Um, she may be seeing the truth about these other people. And if it is your energy, it's just you are perhaps communicating, wanting to be very careful with your words, um, and how you use your words to others. And, because it's maybe concerning your own foundation, your own stability, your own finances, your material um, wealth and success, not just money. It can be resources, your time, energy, your effort. And as far as, and also as far as how it concerns you as a person, your body, your needs, because the Queen of Pentacles and the King as well they're very concerned with what they have, with establishing their own kingdoms and like their own comfort, if I could put it that way. They're very concerned with that. So let's see. Let's see what the Knight of Pentacles is telling us. Please show me, Spirit. Why is Cancer showing up in this reading as the Knight of Pentacles? One more shuffle. Okay, thank you. methodical, planning. He's the slowest knight, but he's also the only knight that has any money. I always like to kind of point that out. Um, it's Virgo energy. It's about doing the same thing day in, day out. And it's just that inability to change and not veering from the path is how he becomes successful by doing the same thing over and over and over and over and over again. And finally, one day it just works. That's the mastery of the Knight of Pentacles. So underneath here, we have the Emperor. So we could be dealing with like a father figure or a boss type energy here with the Emperor. This is also Aries and Mars energy. So whatever the Knight of Pentacles, which is how you're showing up, you're like, you're developing a deliberate, intentional plan to address this energy, either this energy that's outside of yourself as the Emperor or the energy that's inside of yourself as the Emperor, which is your ability to take control over your life, your own authority over yourself, or maybe you have authority over others. But like taking charge, which, could possibly be because there is a lot of people here in this spread here. Like it could be that you are in charge over these people. And so you need to start taking authority and acting as such, possibly. You can't, I know with cancers, you have a big heart and you just want to love everybody, right? But sometimes we got to, do have the hard words sometimes and like really kind of get somebody in shape, and tell them like this is the way it is, really kind of show our dominance or our authority. So maybe you are trying to come up with a plan on how to do that and with these, multiple different personalities here of people coming up. So clarifying the Knight of Pentacles, we have Temperance. So we need some healing here. Ten of Pentacles and the Three of Cups. Okay, so clarifying underneath here, the Knight of Pentacles, we have Temperance, Ten of Pentacles, and the Three of Cups. So the Ten of Pentacles, again, that's your happily ever after, right? The Ten of Pentacles is like happy home, financial success, material wealth, everything that you can think of in the 3D world being, conducive to the quality of your life and comfort in your life, and then celebrating that. But having temperance here is kind of signifying that there's something that may be out of balance with that. And that's why you're coming in with the Knight of Pentacles to try to figure this out and try to figure out a plan to bring everything together. Because a lot of times, temperance, it's a beautiful card, it's a beautiful energy, but what a lot of people don't realize is there's chaos in those cups. When we have to temper ourselves and we need temperance in our life, is because that's signifying that there's some chaos in our life that we need to alchemize and transmute. So there's something here that you're trying to transmute. You're trying to come up with a plan, possibly getting all these other people together to go for this Ten of Pentacles and celebrate with this Three of Cups. The Three of Cups is also signifying that there are several other people involved. But the thing that's actually sticking out the most, and it is the only, well, not the only, it's one of only two major arcana that we have on the table right now, is that temperance. So that is a very important part in some type of way, is finding the balance between all these different kinds of energies. Because it's not just about you, it's about these other people as well. And you want to develop a plan that it benefits all, is what I'm feeling here. And showing up now as what, so you are showing up naturally as the Knight of Pentacles. What the universe is advising you how you should show up is the Hanged Man, which is taking a timeout, taking a different perspective on the situation, seeing things in a different way. maybe stepping back, getting just getting a bird's eye view of the situation. Because again, like I'm not really seeing you show up. Like, where is your energy? Which, is still only halfway through the reading, so we shall see. Please show me this hanged man for Cancer. Show me the hanged man. Why are you wanting Cancer to take a hangman perspective of the situation? Please show me. At the bottom of the deck, now we have the Fool. So the Fool speaks of new beginnings, taking risks, and perhaps you've not really been taking any risks with this. You've just been playing it very, very safe, and things have kind of grown out of control and gotten chaotic anyways. Be like you've not wanted to upset the apple cart, upset people, but yet people are still, being people and doing their own thing, and things have turned into something that you need temperance for, that you need to develop a plan, to kind of bring everything together. Um, so, that's what I'm picking up with this Fool energy actually is like taking a risk, needing to take a risk, needing to just kind of go for it and not analyze and like think, oh, things need to be a certain way. Let's see, what else does this hangman have to say? We have the Seven of Cups, the Lovers, and the Emperor. That's interesting. Seven of Cups, the Lovers, and the Emperor. The Emperor that was on the bottom of the deck earlier. So the universe is wanting you to take another look at this, to open up with the Seven of Cups at a lover's situation concerning the Emperor. Now, is that your energy or is that somebody else? Is this your relationship or is it somebody else's that you are observing? Because you did come in with the energy of observance to start with. I feel like this is something that you are witnessing because even as the cards are set up here, you can see, let's see if I can get this to come into focus. You can see how that Emperor is looking at the Lovers. So the Seven of Cups as well, like, is another sign of opening, of taking a new perspective, of realizing that you have choices, you have options. A lot of times it's options in love, but a lot of times it's just really just being spoiled for choice. Are you maybe perhaps seeing something that you missed concerning a lover's connection? Being a witness. And have you had some kind of authority over what takes place here? It's very interesting because the reason why all of this is taking shape like this, at the end of the reading here, we have the Ace of Cups, which suggests that it is, for me, the Ace of Cups, yes, it's love, but it's like the most pure form of love. It's like the love between you and the universe. It's very internal, it's very intimate, it's very personal and private. It's very beautiful. And in that love, that divine, beautiful love, has the potential to branch out into everything else, right? To love of people, love of life, love of the planet, animals, things like that, children. So it has like the pure potential. It's the purest potential of love there, which is very beautiful. So it's like all of these things is what you are observing. you're making a plan. You're trying to create temperance here in this situation, taking a new perspective, a new look at this lover situation. And in the process, it is opening you up to pure love with Source, which is very interesting. Taking a risk with the Fool. Is this something that you've been closed off? Have you been closed off from Source in the past? Maybe thinking that you had been abandoned by Source in some type of way? Opening up to love, maybe? You're opening up to a lover's relationship for yourself? Or are you just still observing? Because I have the Emperor here twice, but I'm not seeing the Empress. It's very interesting. Let's go ahead and clarify that Ace of Cups. Oops. Clarify this Ace of Cups. I really feel like with that Page of Swords, though, like you are witnessing all of this. You are observing all of this from some type of high authority position as an emperor, a boss, and you're seeing all these things go down, and you're kind of seeing like things are perhaps shaky, like on shaky ground, and you're trying to bring healing and balance to this. And in turn, it's opening up your own heart and teaching you things that you've never known before. Pretty exciting. Show me that Ace of Cups, please. As to why all of this is taking place for the Cancer Collective. Of course, this reading is probably not going to um, resonate with everybody, but being as a Cancer, the Cancer energy is naturally nurturing. It's the mother archetype of the zodiac, tied to the moon, can be moody, uh, tends to change as far as emotionally. Sometimes I'm still not seeing any Cancer energy though on this table. It's kind of crazy. So I feel like you're observing this. This may be a community that you are somehow responsible for or in charge of. But whatever is going down here, it's opening you. It's opening your heart. Yeah. Show me the Ace of Cups, please, for Cancer. Thank you. Like giving you a new perspective. You're seeing things in a different way. And we have the Nine of Swords at the bottom of the deck. Now this just got kind of serious, we're clarifying the Ace of Cups. The Nine of Swords is anxiety, it's sleepless nights, it's cruelty, honestly. I often associate it with mental cruelty and like somebody who not so much self-sabotage, but somebody being sabotaged and they don't know what to do about it, where to turn. I don't see that as being these other people. I think this is something that you are going through because that heart opening process, it's not an easy process. Sometimes it can hurt. Sometimes it can feel very, very uncomfortable as we're learning to open the heart. And there can be a lot of confusion and things that we just don't understand. And it wasn't until like now, until I just saw the Nine of Swords, that maybe this is something that you're having to witness because we do have the Three of Cups over here, which sometimes signifies third party energies. I wasn't going to go that route, but when I see the Emperor watching the lovers, it feels like a third party energy to me as well. And then to see the Nine of Swords. So it's like somebody is witnessing this relationship happen or this lover's dynamic taking place, and it is causing some type of anxiety and sleepless nights and things like that because perhaps they want it for themselves. Okay, I'm not sure. Let's go ahead and clarify this Ace of Cups. Yeah, okay, so we have the Two of Cups. This is something that you are wanting to bring in. The Seven of Wands and the Knight of Wands. So clarifying the Ace of Cups, we have Two of Cups. I'm still not seeing anything that I would see that I would call like even a semblance of Cancer energy. Like, where are you? Where is your energy? Um, it's like you're observing all of this and you want love. You want this love. You want to open up your heart. You want to protect this connection that you have with somebody here. And you want it. You have a lot of passion, a lot of fire energy with this Seven of Wands and Knight of Wands. You have a lot of fire energy, a lot of passion for this connection. Because the Two of Cups is two people, and that's clarifying the Ace of Cups. And we have the Two of Cups, the Seven of Wands, which is defense, protection, guarded. And then we have the Knight of Wands who wants to move forward with that passion, impulsive and, ambitious type of energy. It's kind of a strange reading here, Cancer. I'm not going to lie. Um, it's kind of making me a little uncomfortable, but like I don't know. I just feel kind of awkward. I don't know where that's coming. I guess it's that Nine of Swords, right? So the nine, like it's like you want something. You want a connection with somebody, but you're kind of, it's almost like you are also being forced to take a different perspective of it and see it go a different way. I don't really know how else to explain it. And I'm sorry if that's what you're dealing with the, and the Nine of Swords. And, we did open up with the Knight of Cups as well, like having that Knight of Cups, he wants to give that cup to somebody. And you see this as your foundation with the Ten of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles. So you're trying to develop a plan, but the universe wants you to take a different look. He wants you to take a different perspective on this. That's just about all I can make of this, honestly. It's like you're wanting to, by taking a different perspective, by taking a different perspective, you're in observation mode when you start. And then what you're doing about what you're observing between these people here, which one, we have the King and Queen of Pentacles, which is like a divine couple. So I am going to assume this is not you, that this is you watching this couple perhaps grow together, grow apart. I'm not sure. Um, you're some kind of communications mediator between the two, maybe. So it causes you to come into this mode of, Knight of Pentacles, of developing a deliberate, intentional plan to heal whatever this Ten of Pentacles is, and to be a celebration for like maybe a whole community, a whole family. It's like legacy, it's everything, but you're required to bring in this temperance energy because right now, like everything seems scattered, everything is just chaos, and it's up to you for some reason or another. You think it's up to you to bring it all together, but the universe is saying, hold on, take another perspective here, look at this in a different way. And then we have the Seven of Cups, which is opening up, options in love, opening up to love. The Lovers, the Emperor. And it looks like the Emperor is watching the Lovers. So the universe is saying for you to observe what is taking place here, perhaps between these other people. This is so weird. I'm not gonna lie. This is just really weird what I'm picking up. Um, but it's just what's being shown. can't explain it. And then what all of this, turns out to be, though, the reason for everything is opening your own heart, your own partnership. And then we have the Nine of Swords. It's almost like it's breaking your heart. You can't, it's like you can't watch it anymore. Perhaps it's something you thought was yours. Mm. It's something that you were trying to develop. But ultimately, everything happens for a reason, And what this is going to do in turn, it is going to open your heart. But like I said, that can be painful. Uh, you know, you're trying to protect this connection and move forward towards it, but it's causing you a Nine of Swords. Let's go ahead and get some advice here. Some advice for Cancer and what they're dealing with. I mean, I'm not seeing full-blown heartbreak. I'm not seeing full-blown rejection or full-blown third-party energy in that way, as because I'm not seeing like the Three of Swords and the Nine of Swords can very much so speak to like you're doing this to yourself. Like perhaps there's something that is not correct, but it's up to you to change it. It's up to you to like change the lens on that. It's up to you to change your perspective, change your view on it. My goodness, I'm going over my time. Let me go ahead and get you some advice, some advice for Cancer, please, Spirit. Trying to keep these readings under 30 minutes. Some advice for Cancer. Some advice for Cancer, please. Thank you. Bottom of the deck, we have the Six of Pentacles, which is balance again, equal balances, shared efforts. It's a very good sign. And we have the Three of Cups again. We have the Queen of Swords again. And we have the King of Wands. So I think that your advice here today is to see the good in everything. Know that the universe always has a plan. And when we're on that plan, when we're on the correct path, things are easier. Things are not meant to be such a struggle. Things are not meant to be this Nine of Swords energy all of the time. And when we're following the plan of Source, this plan of Spirit, there's like an effortless flow. When we're trying to work against that, and we're trying to like go into like the ego mode, where we think that we can change this and make things happen, which we really don't have any control over, very minimal, if any, control over things, that's when we actually cause suffering for ourselves. We cause our own suffering. So I think what the cards are saying here with your advice and with the ending here of the Ace of Cups, Two of Cups, Seven of Wands, and the Knight of Wands, it's almost, now that I'm looking at it more, it's almost like you are perhaps taking a stand to protect this relationship. Whether it's your relationship, somebody else's relationship, I'm not sure. Um, But whatever it is, you have a lot of passion for it, and you actually have a defense set up for it. Mhm. So with the Three of Cups, and my bad, it was the Queen of Swords and the King of Cups. Still not seeing the Queen of Cups, which is, or the Chariot, which is what I would consider to be Cancer energy. I have water energy, more water energy now, but not so much, not specifically Cancer energy. We have a lot of air, a little bit of earth. Yeah, I feel like, by whatever you're figuring out here with this observation and what you're seeing and wanting to bring temperance to this situation, wanting to bring healing here, that eventually I feel like you will be able to give your consent or blessing, perhaps. I don't know why that's coming up, but like to give your consent for this other relationship to exist. Because we do have the Three of Cups, and like a lot of times when I see this Three of Cups, I think of the triple goddess energy here. But when it's mixed with the Queen of Swords and the King of Cups, it's almost like saying, you know, God, I hate to say this, but it's almost like mind your business, you know, mind your own business. There's some things here that you cannot control. Yeah, I'm sorry that the message had to be so harsh there, Cancer. But I love you, and I thank you for being here, and for I hope this reading helped you in some type of way. But final words, like yeah, a lot of times, like when we do mind our own business, or when we're not minding our own business, rather, like with that can put us in that Nine of Swords energy where we're just trying to figure it out, and finally, like our mind is just like boom, like I can't think about this anymore. So perhaps that's where you are, and that's definitely what your advice is, would be like to just like this is not something for you to concern yourself with. Just be concerned with what is yours. Don't worry about what these other people are doing. Don't think that you can control anybody else, because none of us can. And as soon as you start to come back to you and worry about what is yours and yours to actual, like your house, your body, your everything in your relationship, then you will find a lot more peace. Okay? So that's what I have for you today, Cancer. Thank you so much. And until next time, bye.